It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And we've got the two teams who met in Super Bowl 55.
Buckle up. There's football coming your way. Next on Madden Football.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared. Physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill, maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. You're exactly right.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Baker going to throw this right away. That's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. They'll try and run here with Irving. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Faced with their first third down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen third down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board. They're able to avoid that 3 and out.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield now. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. Mayfield looks to throw. Right back to Chris Godwin. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
And Godwin going to have a Bucs first down as he'll be brought down at the 27. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's Mayfield. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll leave him with third and a full yard to go.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
On third down, they go with Irving. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. On the left hash mark, this a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the Bucs take a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 3. Now a toss left for Pacheco. That one a first down pickup of 8.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
A first carry for Samaje Perine. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Mahomes going to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time they were up to the challenge.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down. and you make the home crowd go,
there is a hush indeed. On fourth down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. Trey Palmer deep for Tampa Bay. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. In motion right, one of the tight ends. Mayfield. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They run out of the gun with Irving. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. To throw, Mayfield. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. In motion right is Evans. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. His first catch good for 8 and a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Irving. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing, Mayfield. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Dancing to his left. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Gets through and now an opening. And he he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Well, you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Pacheco gets it again on second down. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. And this throw incomplete. Have a defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and his early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. Looking to throw is Mahomes. This is caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes finding the talented DeAndre Hopkins. And the Chiefs have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Tampa Bay offense set to go again. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
Throw out right. It's brought in by Otten. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now Mayfield. Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And the officials here Going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC. Second down and 3. Now a give, Irving running right.
And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a third and about 3 to go.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Mayfield to throw it. That is caught. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 31-yard line. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That's caught by Durham.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
And now Mayfield on the bootleg.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield.
And it'll be intercepted.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending?
I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Mahomes to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They were maybe hoping for a little bit of a back shoulder fade there, and that's a play that's been in vogue the last few years in all aspects of football. But they couldn't get the hook up there.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Mahomes now to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Well, the screen gets 7, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out come the Bucs now. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. Now 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Irving. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. The tight end in motion right. Mayfield now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Finding Otten once more. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd down and 8. Mayfield on play action. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Tershawn Wharton able to collapse the pocket, get to him, and drop him for a loss of a yard.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play action fade.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that 3rd down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field defensively. Make sure you know where he is, because he understands how to get open in key situations.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun handoff here to Irving. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
So they need 6 yards here on 3rd down. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries so far on this drive. He's got his target. That's complete.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Mayfield. Touchdown!
Chris Godwin, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers have regained the lead. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open to the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays.
And it's Chris Godwin who finishes things off with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. It's P-Ryan to begin the drive. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hopkins. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. From midfield, here's Mahomes. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Mahomes going to throw.
Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense.
He's delivered a solid performance so far here in the 2nd quarter.
Everything has been good for him, and right now, if you're on defense, you don't want it to go to great. So you have to just change up coverages and looks on him all the time. Press coverage sometimes, back off and play some man, show some zone, double team him, make him really work for each and every catch.
He's hit the end zone once. Maybe there's more in the tank. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up second down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield.
There's a short one taken in by Otten.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right here.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They'll stay on the ground with Irving. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. To throw, Mayfield. That is incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Now a 2nd and 10. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
On the handoff, this is Irving.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Throwing, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try.
This will be a 37-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And the Chiefs offense ready to go again. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the two tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
On first down, they go back to Pacheco. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Pacheco once again. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now a 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. It's Hopkins. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 38-yard line. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now back to throw. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Rice. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now Mahomes. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 13-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
That is caught by Rice for a Chiefs touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from taking the lead. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Butker on for the PAT. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Buccaneers offense and Baker Mayfield set to take over once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
Evans comes in motion right.
Mayfield looks to throw. And there's a short one taken in by Otten.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a first down.
From the gun, Mayfield to Shepard, complete over the middle. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A big pickup there, 18 yards and a Buccaneer first.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Irving. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
On the ground, it's Irving.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Mayfield to throw it. And that will be incomplete. The Kansas City defense tough to throw on there, and now it's 4th down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here. 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard. shotgun snap to Mahomes. That's caught right side by Worthy. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now here's Mahomes. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And no hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. 2nd down and 6 now. Mahomes now to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 24-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Looking to throw is Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelsey, on a touchdown pass. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Butker now to add the extra point. And with that, the lead is up to 8. That time a 6-play drive. And it culminates in a Travis Kelsey touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Buccaneers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Mayfield now. Evans has it left side. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Options galore here. Second and a few inches. Here's Mayfield. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 18. That one goes for 24 yards. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And this one is incomplete. So we've come upon halftime here in Arrowhead with the Chiefs on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And able to get this out to the 25. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Throwing now is Mahomes. Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray. Look at the big fella go. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 50 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can fight off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That one caught by Rice. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Mahomes going to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Well, the Chiefs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Another shot from the one on 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Mahomes finding the talented DeAndre Hopkins. And the Chiefs take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is up to 15 now.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Here's 2nd and 3. To throw, Mayfield. He's got Otten on the out route.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Mayfield. And this is caught by Evans. And Evans will have a Bucs 1st down as a tackle made at the 42. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Baker going to give it to Irving. And some space here. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 111 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
And he'll take this close to a first down at the Chiefs' 13-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Mayfield looks to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Buccaneers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
I like the call on 3rd and 2. They were geared up to stop the run. I like the fact they just hit them quick. Little slant route. All about timing there, partner.
Yeah, the timing, everything well executed.
Now Mayfield.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Cade Otton from 4 yards out. And the Bucs get a bit closer. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good.
And that will shave one more off this lead.
That time a 9-play drive. And Cade Otton capped things off with a touchdown grab.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. KC's offense ready to take over.
They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
On the slant, DeAndre Hopkins.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake, 3rd down.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his 2nd drop, indeed, not a good look.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends.
Now Mahomes.
That is incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him. And he'll look to keep it rolling right here. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his third. He may go.
And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field.
And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1.
The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1. So after the INT, here's Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback. The sideline's there, so you can only go so far outside, and they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy Sideline, right?
Sammy Sideline. You know something? He tackles pretty well, too.
He's tougher than an airport steak. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
That's to the pylon and incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Chiefs' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Butker on for the PAT.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
So that drive, 4 plays. And it culminates in a Travis Kelsey touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Back now comes Tampa Bay. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
They'll start on the ground with Irving.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27.
Throwing, Mayfield. A quick pass here. He's got Shepard. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They go play action. Mayfield.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Mike Evans. He's going to go. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans. 68 yards.
And the Bucs are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
McLaughlin for the extra point.
And this one's back to an 8-point game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again.
Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
51 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Mahomes now to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker. Because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
That is caught.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a 1st down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
In motion, the tight end. Here's Mahomes to throw. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he's got this down to the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now here's Mahomes. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now it's Mahomes again. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. Butker now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it culminates in a Travis Kelsey touchdown. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of the halftime talk for this defense. We've got to find a way to slow him down. That's probably what they're saying. But nothing that they have done has worked so far. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run. This is Irving. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Mayfield to throw it. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 42-yard line. Here's Mayfield. Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
A third quarter action from Kansas City, 2nd down and 10. Running the toss to Irving. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. In motion left, Godwin. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the 1st on the 35-yard stripe. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
And I believe that gain on 3rd and long changes things quite a bit because this would be a very long field goal. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it here.
And this one is right down the middle. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They start on the ground with P-Rod to about the 35, 2nd down. Call it a gain of 2 as time has run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. In motion left goes a tight end. Mahomes going to throw. He's going to find his tight end Gray complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And 3rd and 1 now.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He gets this one complete to Rice. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards. The passing game continues to be their friend, even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles. They're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Kalijah Kancey. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
The last run went so well for them. Maybe they should have just handed it off right here, too. Instead, the quarterback ends up keeping it, and the defense is right on it and wipes away the yardage gained on the last snap.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They go play fake. Mahomes. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Levante David. And the Bucs are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty quickly, down 2 scores. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10
at the 33-yard line.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. 141 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
This is caught by Evans. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A gain there of 21 yards.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
To throw, Mayfield. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Evans. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 22-yard line.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
Mayfield. This is Shepard on the catch. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Charles, he's now over 400 yards passing in this one. It feels like he has a zillion completions. Just a very memorable effort from a guy that we thought could be in line for a big game, and he has exceeded our expectations.
That he has, and I'm not really surprised at all because when you look at this offensive unit, they are loaded across the board. And, of course, the guy throwing them, he's a big-time player himself. They brought it from start to finish and really helped get the better of the opposing secondary.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. And now Mayfield on the bootleg. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Mayfield looks to throw. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Bucs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And, partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And now here comes Kansas City. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say, don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 24-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
In motion goes the tight end. Now Mahomes. He finds Hopkins complete. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4. Mahomes now to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Chiefs first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Mahomes to throw once more.
Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. From the gun, it's Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room, too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. And that is caught for a touchdown, Kansas City. Mahomes finding the talented DeAndre Hopkins. And the Chiefs are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. So that is going to tie an NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. It was first done by Sid Luckman of the Bears in 1943, then by Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 54, and now that mark equaled here in this one. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. The 10-play drive that time. And it's finished off by the touchdown from DeAndre Hopkins. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now Mayfield to Evans on the slant, and he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That'll put him up over 160 yards receiving now for the game. They can't seem to stop it.
And with that pass, CD, he's now over 400 yards in the game. And even in a pass-first league, that is still a tough benchmark to hit.
And all week leading up to this one, all we read, heard about was the confidence he had that he could put up big numbers. Kudos to him for coming out here with that belief in himself and for making it happen.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
On these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Shepard will go in motion right.
Mayfield now. It's hauled in by Shepard. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Here comes 3rd down and 7.
Mayfield to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 33. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. But correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
There's Evans again, complete.
And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Here's Mayfield. And this is caught by Evans. And they move this all the way down to the 9. His huge night, it just continues as he's now north of 200 yards receiving.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. A 9-yard touchdown there. And the Buccaneers have cut it back within a score. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it's Mike Evans who caps it with a touchdown reception.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Worthy.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
A give right side for Pacheco.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
Again, it's Pacheco.
And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on third down.
That is caught. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Victory in the cards now for the Chiefs as they take a knee here. Mahomes down to a knee, and that should just about write a finish to this one.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Kansas City.